Are you a healer? Then, when you go to heal somebody, you remember that you are getting into the karmic space of someone. When you are allowed to get into the karmic space of someone, everything that happens is for a purpose. So, if a person is going through a suffering, then maybe the divinity wants them to realize something, and that is why that person is going through that suffering. But when you go and interfere in the divine work, you also acquire karmic debt. So, as a healer, we should be very careful not to acquire karmic debt. When we go to heal somebody, we should know that yes, that person is ready for healing. That person's karmic cycle is coming to an end, and we are part of the divine plan. That is why we go there to relieve them from that karmic cycle. If this is the right reason, if this is the situation, then only we should go and heal that person. And this is why healers, those who just pick up anybody and start healing, they actually don't end up healing them, but they acquire lot of negative energy from that person because that person is not ready to heal, that person is not ready to finish this karmic cycle, and hence their negative energy is being transferred to us. But if they are ready to finish their karmic cycle, if they are not ready to finish their karmic cycle, what they will do is they will harm us. But in turn, they are also taking our karma. So this kind of karmic interaction is not the aim of healing. So what you should do? If you are a healer, the first thing you should do is we come across many people who come to us for healing. But they are not ready for healing. They just want validation. When a lot of people are there, they come to us for 1 hour, they'll speak, they'll tell their problem, but they don't do any action, they don't do any implementation. With such people, spending hours of time healing them is actually not going to contribute for our wellness, neither their wellness nor our wellness. So what is the solution? Now, what you should do is, as a healer, first you must have a routine to cleanse yourself and to find out if a person is ready for healing. If that person is not ready for healing, you just need to put them in a counseling session and make them wait for the healing to start. You must let them come to a state where they understand that they need to heal. They don't just need validation of their actions. Those people who require validation, what they'll do is they just come and speak to you. When you say, because you're a counselor, you are not supposed to challenge them, you will keep saying, yes, I can understand you. They get a validation, but they don't go back. After going back, they don't work upon themselves to correct their shortcomings. Hence, they get stuck there only. It is not the healer's job to do self-introspection for somebody. Self-introspection has to be done by them. In this case, what happens is, when even for a counseling session, when we sit with them, and even if you don't touch them, you are in their karmic space, and they are in your karmic space. They are somewhere, they are benefiting because of your positive energy, but you also acquire their negative energy. Many doctors who touch and they sense the patient using the Nadi technique, and also those who are doing the Varma technique on the acupressure technique, they have shared with me that they are oversensitive and they acquire a lot of negative energy from the patient, and when they treat certain patients, they fall sick. Even I have encountered this experience when I used to go to special children. So when I asked my healer, she told me that, see, these people are undergoing this because of their karma, and you are going into their karmic space. So you will be acquiring negative energy. So, and that there I started searching for something which I can use for cleansing myself of these negative energies. Here comes the module called Swarasam Yoga. After years of research, I kept on researching, and finally I stumbled upon that treasure, which I later named it as Swarasam Yoga, because when I got it from a sage, I did not know the name of it. I just kept practicing for 3 years without knowing what it is, but it was giving me a lot of relief from my pain, my stress, that negative energy that I used to occur when I used to counsel people who used to come to my house sometimes, and then I stopped people from coming into my house because I understood that these people are carrying a lot of negative energy from their past karma. So what to do now? Now we don't have an office space. We are counseling on the online call only, but still we are entering their karmic space. So we healers must cleanse ourselves every day. And this cleansing is what I have moduled as Swarasam Yoga. This Swarasam Yoga generic module is applicable for the highest level of healers to cleanse themselves. That same module, I have actually customized it for sleep disorder, pain relief, stress management, behavior modification, and the same thing will go for evolutionary purpose in case of healers. So what is Swarasam Yoga? Swarasam Yoga is a healing module which actually, if you practice it, for the higher end module is only 13 minutes, the lower end module will require 20 minutes. If you practice it regularly, you will understand that we are actually implementing a specific yogic principle of converging all our senses so that the outside input for our mind stops there. Now, only if you stop dirty water coming inside a canal, you can clean the canal. If water keeps flowing, how will you clean it? So now we stop inputs that are coming from outside. Then that's the state we catch hold of our mind. Mind is not brain, mind, and then we do cleansing, energizing, strengthening and channelizing healing energy by aligning our chakras. So aligning means we all come from Om. We merge with Om. What is happening in between? If we are in tune with Om, we can heal. Our mother is Om. So when we are in tune with the same Om, we can heal. Now, to be in tune with Om. People who have seen the radio of those days, olden days, they know we just keep rotating a knob to just hit that correct frequency, whichever channel we want to listen. And people who know the radio electronics part, they know there are a series of discs that used to rotate and finally align in an electromagnetic field to absorb that energy. So nowadays everything has become microprocessors. Earlier it used to be all metallic parts moving together and getting aligned, and it's a motor generator principle only was there everywhere. So this happens when you tune your chakras, align them, energize them, strengthen them, and then attract the cosmic energy. That's the time you should say Om. If you just say Om, you won't be able to attract that energy because you're scattered. Your energy centers are scattered, and there are a lot of holes in that vessel in which you are going to attract that energy. So the energy will just flow away. When you do this tuning and then attract the energy, you are able to store the energy. If you go to the Varmology concept, there is a system called Shivam in our body, and that system is where some 25% of the energy we attract is getting stored, and this principle only yogis use for staying without food, for staying without any outside input, outside energizing thing. This is the concept they use in Jiva Samadhi. If you go and read about Jiva Samadhi and all, you will find this concept. So we need to store this energy. We need to attract the energy. We need to store this energy. We need to use it for channelizing our healing energy through all the nadis. What do you mean by the nadis? Are the energy channels. Are the energy channels there physically? No, they are not physically, because if you go and you dissect the corpse and see whether there are something called energy channels, so there's nothing like that, because they're not physical. Where for a body part to move, for a motor to move, there needs to be some electromagnetic energy around. So your heart is pumping. Where is the force coming for that? Where is the power coming for that? There is some electromagnetic energy, and there is a current coming. That is the prana. That is the supreme force is giving some energy, and there is a local energy, local magnetic, electromagnetic energy. So this local field and that supreme current that is coming inside us, these two actually work together, make the heart move, pump. This heart is a classic example of a motor. Suppose you have a motor, you don't give the current connection, it just takes from the sun. So our heart is a motor which takes the energy from sun, and it has a electromagnetic energy which is around in this earth. This is the environment. Now these two things interact and make the heart move. Now you stop taking energy, that energy stops coming, then it means your life force has gone. So life force is called prana. When this life force stops, that is the divine plan. How long the life force has to come for you, how long you have paid for that recharge, you stop recharging. You don't pay for the recharge, your phone will not, SIM will not work. Same like you have to recharge. How do you recharge? By acquiring good karma only you recharge. So you do good things, you recharge. You do bad things, your balance keeps going down. So that divine energy comes inside us, prana. And this particular electromagnetic energy, this is in this field, karmic field. This earth is a karmic field. This karmic field is affected by all the entities which are contributing, that is the Panchabhuta Tattvas, all those, the Disha Devatas. You go into this concept, it's a very deep concept. All the Panchabhuta Tattvas are balanced by the solar energy. So you must sit in front of sun every day to recharge. This is how, when we actually align the chakras, when we attract the energy, and the energy is not getting wasted, just not flowing out, that is the time we can store this energy, we can channelize this energy to heal ourselves. When we heal ourselves, we become a pure channel of healing from the divinity. Whatever energy, healing energy comes from divinity, only when we become a pure channel of healing, that we are able to heal others. So this is the point where I am going to talk about the next course in Swara Samyoga. That is the level 2 course. This is for healers. This is specially for healers. If you are a healer, you must do this L2 course, that is pain to purpose. When our pain comes, why I named it pain to purpose? Because when pain comes, whenever pain comes, I went in search of finding a solution for my own pain, and when I found the solution, I fine-tuned it I studied it, I made a theory for that, I moduled it, I structured the methodology, and then I am sharing with others. So I thank God for that day when that pain came. Now I understood why that pain came, because मुझ में ही रहकर मुझी से वो अपनी खोज करा रहा था. Means he was sitting inside me and making me search for him, search for a solution. So when I found that solution, he was sitting me, he was my chariot, he was leading my chariot and he was taking me. And then when I found the solution, now I am sharing it with all of you. Now I am sharing with all of you because I have structured it, I have moduled it, I have put a methodology, I have made the theory for it, and now people can learn it. Because initially when I got Swarasam Yoga, I was not able to teach anyone, I was just applying it on myself for 3 years. Then I had to go through lot of scriptures, lot of Sanskrit verses from Sangeeta Ratnakara and so many other texts which actually talks about implementing music therapeutically, music therapy. So many things. Devaram, Tirugnana Sambandhar. So many people when I read to actually justify this and to actually make a structured module which I can teach to others, because doing for oneself is very easy, but if you have to teach others, then you need to have sufficient amount of relatable matter, relatable things which you have to communicate and make them understand the principle and concepts and the application. Principle, concepts, and implementation. All these things you need to have a structured model to communicate. So this is what is Swarasam Yoga level 2. In level 2, you will be also integrating other holistic approaches like the visualization and the color visualization, and with the affirmations I'm also going to teach how to integrate bija mantras, how to integrate shlokas, those healing shlokas which I have picked and picked up from Saundarya Lahari, and those healing shlokas have got lot of potence, how to use them in a regular manner. So these things I'm going to teach you in the module 2 of Swarasam Yoga. Level 2 Swarasam Yoga is pain to purpose. And let's meet there. Signing off, your Dr. DrArunaSri, integrative music healing coach, sound consciousness mentor, and a pain transformation expert. See you. Namaskar.